Hey, first grade math educators. This is how to access your Unit 1 curriculum resources and a few highlights. So in the Curriculum Instruction Schoology group, on the left, I'll choose Resources. Then Curriculum Documents, Elementary, First Grade, and Mathematics. You'll see here this Google Drawing with buttons for a few important resources. It's been updated a bit from last year, and now it includes the weekly scope and sequence, high priority learning standards vertical alignment, high priority learning standards clarification, and a horizontal view of your curriculum. Then there are buttons for the response to intervention resources and standards-based report card, rubrics, and matrix. So let's take a look at the weekly scope and sequence. For the first unit of study in first grade math, the focus is on numeracy to 20. After the first week of building classroom environment and relationships, maybe with a few subitizing games, we get into representing numbers, composing and decomposing numbers, and comparing and ordering numbers. The students are adding and subtracting with strategies and solving result unknown action word problems. You'll see these same topics in this same order with resources for you in our unit document. So back in Schoology, across the bottom of this Google Drawing, you'll see buttons for each unit of study. So if we choose Unit 1, which is Numeracy to 20, you see this Grade 1, Unit 1, Numeracy to 20 Google document. This is organized in Understanding by Design, Backward Design format. It should look familiar from previous years, but I've streamlined it and cleaned it up a little bit for you. Stage 1 is the desired results, and that includes what we want our kids to understand, know, and be able to do. There's some academic vocabulary that we need to incorporate and consider with our students, and a description of the unit considerations. This is new this year, and I've tried to speak directly to you as an educator here and provide you some background information as you design your lessons. So again, aligned to those units, to those topics within the unit. And then we see evidence. So what is it in stage 2, the assessment? How is it that the students are going to be able to show that they understand the content? Well, here are some ways they can show you. And before we really get into planning, what are those prerequisite skills and understandings the students need to fully engage in this unit of study? And how can we pre-assess that? Here are some descriptions for you about how to formally and informally assess those pre-assessments, those prerequisite skills. Stage 3 is the design for your learning. Here's the learning progression of the order in which the unit unfolds, some recommended tools and materials, and then we get into the sample learning experiences. Again, these topics are straight from the weekly scope and sequence, and I want to show you a few resources in here. So when we start considering comparing and ordering numbers, we may use this learning journal, Comparing and Ordering Numbers to 20, where we ask our students to look for patterns and complete a 20 chart or a 20 chart that looks like this. Maybe they can organize numbers to connect and make a train. They can use a less than, greater than, or equal to sign to compare numbers, and then tell everything they know about these symbols, including recording audio with their voice. Some great use of numeracy and number talks is a task called Where's the Point? So we can ask the students, what number is the arrow pointing toward, and how do you know? We can use 2 number lines. Now on the first one, what is the number arrow pointing to? Now using that, take a look at the second number line. Another task that is linked here on the sample learning experiences is equality with number bars from Mathagon. It's a grade equality game where it starts pretty simple. And I'm going to randomize or roll these dice. And I see 5, 5, and 6. So I'll go to the number bars and I'll build that number 5, 5, and 6. And now I need to build a number that's equal to that. So maybe I'll start with 10 and maybe add 3, and I can tell if I'm correct because I'm looking at the length of my number bars, much like a strip diagram. So now I'm going to say that these two numbers are equal, but I need to test that to be sure. So I can go to my number cards and say that 5 plus 5 plus 6 is equal to or the same as 10 plus 3 plus 3. And if it is the same and it is equal, then my balance will be level or balanced. And it is. I like that task. It's very open to students to do and show their understanding. They can do a screen recording and talk over it and explain what they're thinking and capture that for their digital portfolio. So I hope that this revamp and update to this curriculum document for Unit 1 is helpful in your planning. There's also a document here linked for a Pages file. If you click this Unit 1 Pages file document, it will download and you can open it and it looks like this.